And today I'm going to show you how to make this passion flower ball. It's just this 5-pointed flower. It's made out of 30 units, and there's 12 5-pointed flowers, but each unit has 2 petals in it. It comes out like this. I quite like it. So you start with a piece of paper that's it's a rectangle that's half, or I guess it's like 1 by 2. So if you start with squares, just cut them in half. So then you just fold it across the long way, like a hot dog. One time I did like a Girl Scout thing, teaching Girl Scout science or something, or art. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I remember they taught me that folding it this way was like a hot dog, but folding it this way is like a hamburger. So that sticks with me. So then you fold it like that and unfold, so you have the center crease, and then you fold into the center like a cupboard fold. Okay, so it's folded in like this. Oh right, and if you're wondering, this flower will end up best if you have two-sided, or like one color on one side and a different color on the other. I'm using the paper that's just the same color on both sides, so I just colored in a little bit on the corner there. So now to make that corner come out to the front, so you want to fold this point down to meet this side. So this is it. This is the open piece of paper. You fold the left one in, the left cupboard fold in. Then you have to fold this corner so that it meets up with this side. But you have to make sure that the line starts somewhere, it starts exactly right here where this cupboard fold meets the center. So right on the top center point of the paper. And then you fold it so that it meets, this corner meets the side. So see, it's not quite meeting it, so you just kind of pivot it over before you make any creases until it hits it. Then keep your thumb there, and then fold it down. Fold's the most important fold. So you fold it, you don't have to fold it all the way down, you just fold it down to where the cupboard fold would be. So you fold it down that far. But it's okay if you fold it down all the way, it's not a big deal. And then you refold this right cupboard fold and fold it down like that. So this fold here is the most important fold because in the finished project you have 5 of them coming together, so this makes it the correct angle so that the 5 can come together easily. So then you take this side, the top left, and you fold it down along this line. So you make a crease and extend it along all the way down to the bottom, and it should meet up so that this edge lines up over here as well. And then you take this top corner on the right hand side only, and you make an inside reverse fold. So now you see a little bit of that blue comes out on the front part of the paper. So then you turn it over and do the same thing. But instead of doing it from the beginning, you can just fold it in half, because you're going to be folding it in half anyway. And then you can just use these folds that you made on this side as a guideline, and just fold that corner back along this line perfectly. And then the same thing on this side. Fold it back perfectly, and again, if you flip it over, you'll see that this top part lines up so that you make the correct angle. And then same thing with this. You do an inside reverse fold, and you just have a little bit folded out. And this part that's folded out is going to be the tab to keep them all together. Now the only thing that's left is to shape the petal the way you want it. Now you can shape the petal however you want to do it, but for this particular project I like it to be so that it's a mirror image of itself. So like this angle matches this angle that we're about to make. So the best way I do that is I just make two and then flip one over, fold it in, and then line them up, fold it down and line it up, and then you just use this as a guideline for the second one. What you have to do is just inside reverse those along those folds that you just made. And it's okay if the inside reverse folds overlap in the center. That's perfectly fine. And then just move it like that, and then you have your petal. And you'll see that it has actually one petal to one flower on this side. This petal is actually going to go to a completely different flower. So I made 30. So to assemble the flower, you take two of them. And now this little purple part, like the other colored part, the inside of that is a little pocket. And then on the other side, this part that's next to the purple part, that's the tab. So if I get this blue one here, you have a pocket here and a tab. So you just put the tab into the pocket like this, and then you fold the purple part, the other colored part, over to the other side. And that's going to lock it in a little bit. See? And then I have one more color, this dark purple. You put the tab in the pocket. Just line up the tab in the pocket so you can see that tab's a little bit too low now, and then that's it lined up. And then you just fold it back upon itself. So you're folding it along this line here. So you fold the entire colored part. And then when it's flat like this, it's splayed out and it wouldn't reach each other. So you have to kind of curve it in like this. And if you have all the right angles, all the correct angles, then it will fold itself together into a nice 5-pointed flower. You can see the middle part of it is depressed a little bit and the petals are coming out towards us. So all of your flowers are going to be 5-petaled. There will also be holes in between all of the flowers, and the holes will have 3 sides. So you can't put these two together because then you would only have 2. You have to put a third one in. So I'll put this blue one. So I just put it in here. And now you have 3. 1, 2, 3. So the hole has 3 around it, so you can close it on this side and fold this down. So now you want to do that all the way around this flower. So now you can see the middle flower has the 3-sided holes on all sides of the flower. So now you can see that at one point, at each point actually, there's going to be the start of another flower, so you have 3 here. So now you just want to finish up all those flowers. Okay, so at this point, you have the center flower, then at all the points of the flower, you have another flower. So I finished that. So then on the between 2 of the flowers, you have the bottom right and the bottom left. And at that point, you'll see that there's 3 together. So you can put these together, the bottom left and the bottom right of adjacent flowers, and you put them together, and then you'll have a 3-sided hole. So I'm going to do that all the way around. Also, after I do that, on the petals off of the same flower, the bottom of the same flower, you're going to need an extra one to make it a three-sided hole. So I'm also going to put one there. Alright, so we're practically done. So what we did in the last step is we closed off these triangles by just closing off these bottom two of the flowers side by side, and then we closed off this bottom one off of one flower by adding another unit. So now we're nearly done. All we have to do is finish off these bottom ones. So all the bottom ones have 4. We're going to add one more, and then when we add one more, the opposite side of the flower they're all going to come together to make the final. So we're nearly done with our flower, flower ball. So to orient ourselves, we started with this flower here, all the way down here. And if you put that on the bottom, what we just did is we put the final petals on these flowers here, and then all of those together are coming together to form one flower. Now, if you hadn't been taping along the way, which I have been doing, so I've been taping all the back sides of all the flowers. I think you can see it there, but you shouldn't be able to see it from the outside. This is where it's going to just completely fall apart, if it hasn't fallen apart already. So I've been taping it to reinforce it, and it sticks it together pretty well, just with a little bit of tape at each juncture. So this is the hardest part, regardless, because you have to get in from the inside, and you've always had like a big hole to get in to the inside, but now at this point you just have like these little holes to get in. But all you do is you keep on going. You put the tabs you keep putting the tabs into the pockets and then folding it over, and then you're going to be done. Okay, so I just put the last one in. This was my last unit right here, or I just connected these 2 units last, and so I've made the flower ball. I hope you liked it. I hope you're able to do it. It's pretty I like how it's hollow on the inside. I mean, most of the flower balls are hollow at some point, but I like how it's hollow and that you can see into it, and I really enjoy that there's like this little tiny design that comes off in the middle from the back side of the paper. And yeah, I like doing this project a lot.